Hello dear students, welcome to our video lecture on the discipline specialized course for scientific research purposes of foreign language. And today's theme is formatting scientific work, citation, references, and bibliography. Today we are going to learn about a very interesting topic that is part of the research methodology. And it is for welfare of all the researchers all around the globe. So the topic is how to write the references and how to cite. It is one of the basic aspects of all research activities all around in the academia. So let's solve this question for all the beginners and for those people who have lots of questions regarding the reference writing. Okay, so let's go. Now before we go ahead, we must understand that why is this reference system needed for? That matter, why any reference matter for any researchers. So let's understand that. So the first thing is the reference is a way to give credit. So when we say give credit, to whom do we give credit? It is to rewriters from whom we have borrowed our work. It means those writers, those authors whose work we have read, whose work we have inspired us. It is a way to give credit to their ideas, to their words, which have influence on our idea, on our work. That is the first important point. Okay. Then by citing the work of the particular scholar or researcher, it is important that we understand that we acknowledge and respect the intellectual property, right? That is of the particular scholar or researcher. So that is another aspect. Then it is a way to provide evidence to support our own assertion. Remember, in research, in any kind of research, we always have certain assumptions, assertions, and also certain conceptual framework that needs to be supported with. Given evidence, so this is one thing that is being provided by this reference, as it provides evidence that such work has been referred and it has been done by certain author or researcher. So that becomes one of the basic aspects. Then what we have is by citing experts in our own field. Suppose my field is geography, and in that field, if I am reading about climate change, so that is a must read the expertise. Why the pioneer works in the field. So what do we do by citing experts in the field? What we're doing is showing the market that we are updated, we know of our field. So that is one way of citing. The work that is already there in the field, then the reference should always be accurate. So remember, the accuracy in the reference is important, as it allows the reader to trace the source of information that you have used. It means if somebody wants to read the original text, so then how will that person go to the original site? Or this source for that referencing is important. And last but now at least the standardization of the work. This is one of the basic aspects. That is, should have any work, any research work should have a good outline. It should have a standard reference system. That is very important. That's why it becomes pertinent now. Let's go further and see what are the basic aspects. Okay? Now, references are very important because of certain kinds of work that we do in academia. So what are those works? They are term papers that we write the research reports, that we do empirical studies, that we undertake them literature review, right? Then theoretical articles, methodological articles, case studies, MA dissertations, and PhD dissertations and theses. So this is a long list of things that we do in academia. We are referencing becomes an important baseline for standardization of all kinds of written work or publications that we intend to do further. Okay? So let's understand the basic three keywords that always keeps coming and people have questions in mind. So first is the citation. This word often keeps popping up. So what is this citation? Tell the reader where the information came from. Okay, that is important. So source of information, and in your writing, why it is important to cite, because it takes somebody to the source. So remember, citation is about within the paragraph it takes citing the source. That is what citation means. What is reference? The reference gives the reader detail. So citation is in a short paragraph in text, but references the details about the source, so that they have a good understanding of what kind of source it is and could find the source themselves if necessary. So it is for the benefit of the reader. Okay. So the reference is in a detailed citation is in text. Now references are typically listed at the end of the chapter or report or thesis or diploma. Remember, when we cite something while writing in the text, that is called citation. And when it is in the list at the end of chapter or the report, or maybe at the end of the thesis, that is called a reference. Okay? So citation and reference, that is how they are linked. And the third important is the bibliography. So many times people confuse between reference and bibliography. So what's the difference between bibliography and reference? Bibliography is a list of all material that the researcher may have consulted in preparing that report or article or thesis, whatever is in the control right. So it covers all kinds of materials, not just those materials which have been cited directly or have been given a detail of reference, but also it includes all those materials which you may have as a researcher. Just read. Okay, but you may have taken directly the paragraph or the words from it, or would not have referred to directly but indirect sources. Together make bibliography, but citation is direct citation in the text, in the paragraph references giving the details of the citation, and the end of the chapter or the report or the thesis. So these are the three important terminologies that a researcher must understand and be clear about. Now it is important to understand, okay, the difference between citation, reference, and bibliography. Okay, now let's continue. This particular in terms of the examples, here you can see in our country and foreign countries. Today we will see the difference between references and citations in our country and foreign countries. That is in English-speaking countries. So in our country, we have to format our master thesis or any diploma works in the following ways. You can see when you cite the source of information, the report should arrange in order of appearance of reference to sources in the dissertation text and number with Arabic numerals with a dot. Here you can see in the example. Okay, you can see numbers. It is in Arabic and it is given in brackets. The list of sources used in drawn up in accordance with Appendix B. When preparing a master thesis or diploma, it is recommended to use modern scientific articles on the problem under study, published in leading international scientific journals or books in the amount of at least 30% of the total number of modern sources. Okay. Now here you can see the example how to format a MA dissertation in our country. Okay, now let's see example in English-speaking countries. Actually, they use APA style. In APA style, citation is a form of when we are writing a paragraph. For example, here you can see example, your names of the authors and the date of publication. You see, okay? Now, and if we see the references, the sources are listed at the end of the report in alphabetical order, according to the last name of the author, as in the following book and article. Okay? Now, If you want the citation at the end of the paragraph, then in this format, it should be, so first the statement should be there, like, okay, like in this example. Now let's understand that both references and bibliography must be in alphabetical order in apostyle. Okay, we use apostyle when we publishing articles, manuscript in international journals. Okay, and we have to follow which it has to be following a strict orderly sequence that is important. So examples we will see here in terms of three different references compiled together in the form and what do we see here? Okay. Now let's understand measure discussion. Okay. When this is our requirement in our country to publish article manuscript in international journal. Okay. And of course, in our country, it is understandable before I mentioned, but when we publish it in international journal, you have to follow apostyle. What is apostyle? Okay. Now let's understand the measure discussion. The apostyle of referencing what is upper? You have heard it before. APA is the American Psychological Association, so they have formatted a particular style for referencing, which is in a vogue, especially in the social sciences. You will find it out, so over time, what has happened? They have developed general accepted style of writing paper and citing sources. That is where it is referred as apostyle, and it has been used throughout scientific and social scientific worlds. That is why it is one of the most famous way of reference writing. So we are going to learn about this in today's session. Okay. So about apostyle, there are two parts of referencing: the citation within the text of paper and the reference list at the end of your paper. Okay. Now, so let's go ahead now. First, we need to understand basic characteristics of apostyle. So let's go ahead. There are two parts of referencing. Okay, here you can see. So this is a basic style, and the apostyle. Then what we have is that upper reference style in an author date style. Remember this terminology when we talk about upper. Upper is always about author and date. So who published and when it was published. So upper style answers these two important major questions. So citation in the text majority consists of author and year of publication. Remember, in text and then remember use only the surname of the authors followed by comma. And the year of publication when it is about in text including page, chapter or section numbers. If you need to be very specific in terms of paraphrasing or summarizing. So this is the basic example of in-text reference. What do you see here? There are two titles, okay, of the author. That is the surnames of the author. Then what we have is comma separated by year. That is year of publication, okay, publication, and then there is a page number. So this is the first way of citing the particular author in style. Now here we can continue, but when we are writing the full reference, then what we do? Now remember here, no distinction is made between books, journal article, internet documents or other formats except for the electronic documents, okay, that do not have page numbers. So all of them would be cited in the same particular manner. There is no difference in citation, but there is difference in referencing that we are going to learn right. So in this case, use the paragraph number. That is important in such cases where you don't have page number. So you can use the paragraph number, and it is okay. So the full detail of the source are given in the reference list at the end. So how it is like that this is what is given at the end in full details. So now look here, you have the author, then you have year of the publication, the title, the subtitle, even if there is the subtitle after the column, and if there is any edition of the book, so that you mention in the bracket. Then lastly the publisher, so this is when it is completely referred, that is the entire reference, okay? But when we are citing important, is just the author's surname and the year and the maximum. You can give the page numbers or the paragraph number. That is how it is in short citation in full this reference. Now, the first thing and case your article you are citing in is from a journal. So how you will write a reference? In that case, let's learn. So the first case is in case of articles from a journal now, then what we require is the author's name in sequence, the year of publication, the third in sequence articles, title, followed by dots or full stop, the name of the journal in italics now. Here is a very important to remember name of the journal would always be in italics, okay? Then volume of the journal, that is followed by comma, and then what we have is a page number. Right, so this is for which case when you have an article from a journal first. Collect the information, that is these 6 information that we have and arranged in this particular sequence, right? From 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 6, and then you write it in the full-fledged. Each way it looks like this. So first you have all the authors, then you have year in bracket, then you have the title, like, and then you have in italics. What you see is the name of the journal, and then you have volume, and then you have page number. So this is a basic way of writing an article reference that has been taken from a particular journal in upper style. So this is the first cases. The cases can be a lot, okay, a lot. And how we go further, right? Thank you for watching this video, and I would like to recommend additional literature about how to cite and how to format references and bibliography. You can use methodological recommendation on formatting method. It is in Miras University. You can ask supervisor you. And also here I gave the links, okay, how to format in upper styles your manuscript or articles when you would like to publish your article in international journals. Okay, now that's how we go further, right? Thank you for watching this session on referencing and bibliography and how to cite style format. All these basics have included all the various types of material, okay, that you can refer, cite right from the article in the newspaper, in the magazine, in the print, online or offline, or maybe archive sources. You can use these links. So I hope you are very clear after this session, and you may refer to all the styles in upper styles or in our styles according to your context of study, according to your purpose of study. So thank you for watching this video lecture. Hopefully you understood everything, and you can use all this information properly in your research. Thank you for being with me. Bye bye.